So hello friends, this is Hardik from My Cricket Dream. So in this video, I plan to say the live review between India and Australia first ODI in Sydney. So yeah, we can completely say that international cricket is back, defeating the COVID-19 pandemic. The first series to be played, after the COVID-19 break was between England and West Indies Test series, which was successfully made, and since there has been many other series which was successfully held. One such series was the England versus Australia series, which was done and dusted a couple of months before, and following up is South Africa versus England, and then both these cricket boards have announced their squads as well, and then at the current moment, the most hated and the most talked series or tour, the India Tour of Australia, which comprises of 3 ODIs, 3 T20s, and 4 Tests, the Border Gavaskar Trophy. So, yeah. As everyone knows that 27th November 2020 is the starting date for the India Tour of Australia first ODI. I am here simply to talk about you guys about the live review of India versus Australia. So, talking about the review, we can just look at the toss as well as the playing 11. Looking at the toss, Australian captain Aaron Finch won the toss, and just as he does every time, elects to bat first on the bright pitch in the Sydney Cricket Stadium. Whereas that means Virat Kohli led India, who is wearing a retro jersey that the Indian team would wear in the 1990s. He and his team is wearing that in the ODI series as well as in the T20 series that BCCI had coupled about 1 or 2 months before the series started. And then, so this means that both Australian openers Aaron Finch and David Warner will open the innings. And now we can look at the playing conditions, playing 11. So looking at the playing 11, Australia won the toss, so we can just see the 11 of Australia to kickstart this. David Warner and Aaron Finch will open the innings, a formidable opening pair, whereas Steve Smith will bat at number 3. Number 4 it will be Marcus Stoinis. Number 5 it will be Glenn Maxwell. Number 6 Marnus Labuschagne. Number 7 Alex Carey. Number 8 Pat Cummins. Number 9 Mitchell Starc. Number 10 Josh Hazelwood. Number 11 Adam Zamba. So now, just as I said the 11 of Australia, now we can see the 11 of India. So looking at India, we all know that Rohit Sharma, unfortunately due to an hamstring injury which he sustained in the IPL league match, he is out of the white ball cricket, and it is not still clear that he will be there in the test team as well. Already India suffered a blow in the absence of Ishant Sharma in the test series, a leading wicket taker for India. Especially Ishant Sharma was brilliant against Australia in the 2018-2019 season. Unfortunately, due to an injury he sustained in IPL, he was playing for Delhi Capitals when he got the injury, and thus he was ruled out of the test series. It is not clear or clarified about Rohit Sharma's case anyhow, but we all hope that he will be there in the team, and BCCI has also said that we will make the final clarification about Rohit Sharma's presence in the Indian test team in the first week of December. So now coming back to the white ball game ODI first match, in the absence of Rohit Sharma, the Indian team management has trusted the wise and trustful Mayank Agarwal, who had cemented his place in the test team and has also given him an opportunity in the ODI team as well. So it will be very interesting about how Mayank Agarwal handles the Australian-based bowling unit of Pat Cummins, Josh Hazelwood, and Mitchell Starc. So yeah, now as I said, the 2 11s of both these teams. Now we can see the live review. Talking about the live review, Australia, who had a formidable pair of David Warner and Aaron Finch, showed why they had one of the most destructive opening pairs in international cricket in the modern day, as both these players mercilessly stitched on a 156 runs partnership within 30 overs in 27 overs before the dangerous looking David Warner, who was going fiercely, scoring 69 runs in 76 balls, was caught by KL Rahul of Muhammad Shami. It was actually a wide delivery which David Warner looked to jam it through the onside but got a thick edge to KL Rahul, who straight away appeals, and the umpire, thinking that the bat had hit the ground, shakes his head, whereas Virat Kohli immediately appeals for the review because he knew that he was very confident about himself, and the keeper was so excited about that decision, and so it's worth a try because David was brilliant, and if Virat didn't take that review, then maybe David would also have scored a century. David Warner. Now coming in the review, it clearly showed that David Warner had hit the ground with his bat, but before the ball had also touched the bat or kissed the bat before it went to the gloves. So that's the end of a fine innings from David Warner, scoring 69 runs in 76 balls with 6 fours and a strike rate of 90.79. So after that, India thought that they can take on this and climb up the match, but it never actually occurred because the new danger for them was arriving. Steve Smith, who had a decent IPL 2020, and he will be looking to just score his 50s and return on his best of form, and we all know that he is the toughest guy to bowl when he is at his very best, and that's what exactly happened here as well. Both Aaron Finch and Steve Smith switched on a 74 runs partnership before Aaron Finch, who scored a memorable century against India, scoring 114 runs of 124 balls, was caught by KL Rahul of Jasprit Bumrah. It was actually a very slow, short ball pace of delivery in which Aaron Finch looked to hook it away to the leg side, but unfortunately, as I just said, it was a slow delivery and a pace of ball. It went straight up in the air, and KL Rahul, who had the safest hands in the Indian field, grabbed it easily. So after the 74 runs partnership, India had finally got the big wicket of Aaron Finch. And actually, Aaron Finch, David Warner would have gone easily out before putting the damage on the Indian field if the Indian bowlers or the Indian field would have been little more tight. There has been many dropped catches, and something around 15 or 18 or 20 runs were simply just wasted, and that's what costed the match for Team India as well. That's another thing. Now we can just come back. Now I stopped saying that by saying that Aaron Finch is out. The new batsman after that, we expected it would be Marnus Labuschagne, but instead it was Marcus Stoinis, who had a brilliant IPL season for Delhi Capitals. He also opened the innings and except the final where he was gone for a golden duck, everything was perfect for him in the bowling section as well. He was quite economical and good as well, effective for Shreyas Iyer as well. But in this match as well, just as in the final first ball dugout, in this match also, in his first ball itself, he was caught. He was caught by KL Rahul of Yuzvendra Chahal, and Stoinis walks back for a golden duck yet again, and he will be just gutted and angry for himself. Chahal gets his first, and India slowly making a comeback in this game. Short pitch around off, and it turns slightly away from Stoinis. He looks to punch it off the offside, but the turn on the ball sees it touches the outside edge, and KL Rahul behind the stumps takes a good sharp catch. The score is 271 for the loss of 3 wickets. New batsman was Glenn Maxwell. And Glenn Maxwell, we all know what destructive he is, except the IPL 2020, which he scored a mere 108 runs in 11 innings, which I just don't like to say because I'm a good fan of Glenn Maxwell, because he's a man who can do anything when he is on a song, and that you guys know, experts know, everyone know. and that's what a show that he did. No one actually expected that Glenn Maxwell would just show about what he was in 3-4 years before, because that much he was struggling, and I actually never thought that he would even hit a 6, but in fact, in the space of just 19 balls he faced, he scored 45 runs at a strike rate of 236.84. Just the right time that Australia needed. Just the right time to just push the score above 350. Glenn Maxwell, even though didn't score a 50, played a valuable knock, 45 of 19, which consisted of 3 sixes, 3 big sixes, and 5 fours. And the one ball, Maxwell scored 5 boundaries, in which the one boundary was due to a missed field. That's why I'm saying that India's fielding was worst fielding, especially in this day. They were just not there in the target. But we don't know, because India is a very unpredictable team, and maybe in the second ODI, anything can happen. That I will say in the second ODI's review in Sunday. So yeah, Glenn Maxwell, I said that 45 runs of 19 balls at a strike rate of 236.54, and he looked to just hit sixes every balls out of the park. But not against Mohammad Shami. Mohammad Shami to Glenn Maxwell, and it was out taken by Ravindra Jadeja, one of the most safest hands in Indian history, and was caught by Ravindra Jadeja of Mohammad Shami. Finally, Glenn Maxwell holds out. He has done his job through, because this is a full and on middle. Maxwell smashes it down towards the long outfielder. He does not get the desired elevation that he needed to cross the boundary. Especially he need many more, because when you are hitting the ball directly to a fielder like Jadeja, 99.99% you are out, and Jadeja there makes no mistake. And because of his distraction, the score is 328 for the loss of 4 wicket. 328 for the loss of 4 wicket in 45 overs. And then after that, the new batsman was Marnus Labuschagne, who actually is a type of player who takes his time and plays the big shots. But in this time, there was only 5 more overs in the first innings, and he really needed to strike, which he just couldn't. In the third ball, he looked to hit a 6, but when you are having Mohammad Shami's pace, then it was almost difficult for a batsman to just hit him out of a park, even when he is having a bad day, because he can bowl that extreme Yorkers, and that's what happened to Marnus Labuschagne as well. So Mohammad Shami to Marnus Labuschagne, and Labuschagne is a goner. Dhawan hangs on to it. This is a full ball on the middle. I'm just describing the ball. This is a full ball on the middle. Labuschagne lofts it, trying for a 6, lofts it to the long off, and Dhawan runs to his right and takes a very good sharp catch. New batsman is Alex Carey and Pat Cummins. Alex Carey, at the end of the innings, Australia scored a mammoth 374 for the loss of 6 wickets, with the likes of a couple of centuries from Aaron Finch, 114, and Steve Smith, 105, and a quiet cameo of Alex Carey, 17 runs of 10 balls, and especially you just can't forget Glenn Maxwell's hammering of 45 of 19 deliveries. So then after that, India actually needed a terrific start. That's the only way they can win this match. 375 if they chase down will be also the highest ever score chased down in the Australian soil as well. So there will be some records to be changed in this match. And just as I said before, in the playing 11s, Rohit Sharma is gone, and Mayank Agarwal will be there in the team, and that's just happened. And we all know Mitchell Starc is a very good player. He's a very good bowler. He's a very sharp bowler. Bowls some terrific bounces, but that's not what happened to him, especially in the first over of the second innings. He conceded 20 runs. He conceded 20 runs of the first over itself, where Dhawan scored 9 runs and Mayank just scored 2 runs making 11, but the rest 9 runs came from extras. So that showed that Mitchell Starc was struggling in the first over itself, and also it gave the perfect start for Team India, chasing 375. And there was a lot of scoreboard pressure, which at the end also costed the match for Team India. So looking at that, both these players, Shikhar Dhawan and Mayank Agarwal, aggressively took on the Australian bowlers, and both of them staged a 53 runs partnership before Mayank Agarwal, who was pressing his accelerator, was finally out by Josh Hazelwood of Glenn Maxwell. It was caught. Actually, it was a very poor selection, a short selection from Mayank Agarwal, and India lost their first wicket. It was a very questionable choice from Mayank, and he will be gutted with himself. Hazelwood actually banks it short on the middle leg. Mayank makes room as he clears his front leg. He looks to slam it over the offside, but it hits the upper half of his bat and goes straight up in the air. And Glenn Maxwell, one of the most safest hands in international cricket, holds on to it. And after that, wickets just trembled. At one end, India were never in the game. Virat Kohli gone for 21 of 21 deliveries, Shreyas Iyer gone for 2, and KL Rahul gone for 12. After that, the score was 101 for 4, and that's when we all know that Indian team will never go back without a fight. And that's when both Dhawan was not out, and Hardik Pandya came into the rescue, or played or fighted for Team India. Both these players stitched on a 140 runs partnership in which Hardik Pandya was the aggressor, scoring a mammoth 90 run. He deserved a century, but at the end he just couldn't. 90 run, and Dhawan scoring 74 runs. Both these players, just as I said before, staged 136 runs partnership, but at the end, Shikhar Dhawan had to hold out because the record run rate was growing very much, and they needed to attack Adam Zamba. Adam Zamba is a very clever T20 bowler, and it affected Shikhar Dhawan, as Shikhar Dhawan, trying to clear the longer fielder, just couldn't. And Marcus Stoinis, having a good pair of hands, captures it quite easily. So then after that, Hardik Pandya was a lone warrior. He headed as many as sixes, and new batsman was Ravindra Jadeja. Hardik Pandya was a lone warrior, just as I said before. He continued to hit sixes and kept India in the game, but not for long, as Adam Zamba with his clever mind, removed Hardik Pandya as well for 90 runs. Hardik Pandya actually played a very selfless innings, because Hardik Pandya could have easily taken 10 singles and capture his century, but instead he gone for the difficult route, especially when Adam Zamba was bowling at his very best. It was a bit wider and slower delivery which Hardik Pandya had to reach, and he targeted the longer part of the ground, which was also his favorite part. He tried to hit it for the six, and he almost got it as well, but Mitchell Starc, having a very long hands, captures it quite easily, and that was a final nail in coffin for India. As Ravindra Jadeja, to be honest, never even they didn't even try to hit a six. When he tried to hit a six, he successfully connected one, but the game was already over, as after he hit a six, India needed 84 runs from 27 deliveries. And the very next ball, when he again tried to hit a six, this time the luck didn't offer him, as he was caught by Pat Cummins in the boundary line. And then after that, there were some fireworks from Shami, 13 runs of 6 deliveries, and that's all. That's all from Team India there. And the most disappointing thing you can see is that after Hardik Pandya and Shikhar Dhawan, the top scorer for Team India was Navdeep Saini, scoring 29 runs. Jadeja was out on 25. Mohammad Shami was out on 13. So clearly that shows that India needs another player to just place. Maybe Manish Pandey can help that. Maybe, but that's how how you will take Manish in the team. You may can remove Shreyas from the team because he failed today. You can just remove Hardik after seeing this innings from him, especially his brilliant 90 of I think so 76 deliveries at a strike rate of 120. And you can remove KL Rahul as well in the team. And Virat, of course, no, and Shikhar Dhawan, no. So, and there are many other players like Shubman Gill as well. So, it's all up to team management of India about how they will go on to the second ODI, which is in Sunday against Australia. And I really hope that the second ODI India will win. If India loses that match, Australia will win the match as well as get the series as well, which I really don't want because I'm a fan of India Blue. And so the second ODI, just as I said before, is in Sunday between Australia and India. So guys, if you want more such reviews of cricket and more such news of cricket, kindly subscribe to the channel and also kindly like, share and comment the video. Thank you.